And then have 2 blocks by your side and 1 strap. Now if you don't have a strap, you can use a bath towel or a hand towel. We're going to be using the strap for the hamstrings. So if you know your hamstrings are a bit tighter or need a little bit more support with the props, go for a bath towel. Otherwise, a hand towel should be okay as well. So you have that by your side. 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can use books. So set that to the side, and then you can find a comfortable seat in the middle of your mat. Okay, before we start the practice, take your hands and place them underneath your sit bones. Now roll the flesh under your sit bones out to make sure that you're sitting directly on top of your sit bones. Now the knees are going to cross under, the heels are going to cross under the knees. And what this does is it makes sure that you're grounding heavy onto the mat, and it also makes sure that your hips have a wider opening. Once you have that seat, once you have your base, you can rest your hands on your knees. Start to soften the eyes. Start to tune into the space. With a nice and tall spine, think of lifting up out of your lower back, lifting through the spine, all the way to the crown of your head. The shoulders are nice and relaxed, allowing the shoulder blades to flow down towards your lower back, allowing the chest to be open, collarbones to be broad, the breath to be flowing smooth. Notice the pace of your breath flow. Notice if it's fast or if it's slow. Notice the state of change as you settle into a space of quiet, a space of stillness. Notice how the breath changes pace. Notice the thoughts that start to arise in your mind, allowing yourself to be here in the moment, letting go of the past, of what you were doing just before this, and letting go of the future, what you're going to do right after, what you have to do for the rest of your day. Notice if you can be still and be here and breathe here. On your next exhale, take your hands to heart center. Your palms press into each other strongly. The thumbs rest on your sternum bone. Take one inhale to the top of your chest, and as you exhale, bow your forehead to your fingertips, chin to your chest. Release the hands to your knees. Slowly lift your chin and then open your eyes. Okay, we're going to start lying down, so you can move your props to the side, have your strap nearby, and then lie down flat on your back. So lying down in a Shavasana position, allow the whole body to soften. Allow the hips to roll down in towards the mat. Allow the shoulder blades to flow down away from the ears. And allow the chin to be slightly tucked into your chest. This allows the back of the neck to be long. Now from here, slide your feet to the edges of your mat. So the heels are wide, feet are wide. Bring the arms over your head and also slide your arms to the edges of your mat. So your arms are wide, feet are wide, your body is in an X-shaped position. Now from here, with your arms relaxed, legs relaxed, stretch the right heel forward and stretch the right fingertips back. So you're lengthening the right side of your body in opposite directions. You pull the right fingertips back, arms are long. You kick the right heel forward, legs are long. You hold here. Feel the right side expand. Good, and release. Switching sides, stretch the left fingertips back and kick the left heel forward. So think of stretching away from you in opposite directions. Lengthen the left side body. Good, and release. Shake everything out. Both heels, both fingertips. Kick both heels forward, full stretch, and stretch both fingertips back behind you, full stretch. Lengthen both sides of your body from your fingertips to your heels. Activate the legs, kick the heels forward. Activate the fingertips, stretch the arm bones long. Hold here, breathe well. Very nice, and release. Now you slide your feet together, heels touch, inner knees touch. Now you bring your thumbs together, thumbs are hooked. And you stretch and you hook the thumbs well, so you get a good grip with the thumbs. Now stretch the fingertips towards the back of your room, and then same thing, kick the heels forward. So same stretch, except you're in a narrow shape. Kick the heels forward, legs are long. Stretch the fingertips back, arm bones are long, hugging your ears. Stretch well and hold. Good, and then release. Bend your knees, hug your knees to your chest. So just starting out class, you can have a loose grip with your hands. No need to go for the elbows, no need to force anything, just a gentle pressure. Feeling the lower back rest into the mat. Feeling the contact of your thighs on your abdomen. Okay, in this position, interlace the fingers over the right shin, extend the left leg long and place it on the floor. Now from here, you kick the left heel forward. So notice how we just did that action. You kick the left heel forward and you push the left thigh into the mat. Keeping the left leg where it is, interlace the fingers over your right shin, and then you use your arm strength to pull the right knee closer to your right shoulder, avoiding the rib cage. So this is giving you a deeper hip opening. Should feel a little bit of stretch in the left hip flexor, in the right knee. Good, release. Switching sides, so right leg straight and extended. Interlace your fingers over the left shin and you pull the left knee closer to your left shoulder. With the right heel, kick that forward. Almost think of pushing something in front of you with your foot. Now with the hands, use your arm strength, pull the knee in. Good, and then release. Bring both knees into your chest, hug both knees into your chest. Okay, take your strap or your towel, interlace your hands over the right knee, extend the left leg forward, so same thing. Now this time, the strap is going to go over your right foot. So the strap is going to go under the arch of the right foot, and you're going to kick the right leg up towards the ceiling until the right leg is straight. So in this posture, it's going to look different for everybody based on your hamstring length. So if you're here, that's okay. If you're up here, that's also okay, 90 degrees. The main thing for this pose is for the leg to be straight. Both legs straight, left leg is on the floor, right leg is up in the air. Now, same thing here. Think of pushing the heel up towards the ceiling. This allows the shin bone to be long. Now with the kneecap, pull the kneecap up closer to your thighs, and then you want to push the right thigh forward, opening up the back of your knee. Notice how it feels at the back of your knee. Notice how it feels to keep the legs straight. Now roll the outer shoulders into the mat. So you sort of coil the chest a little bit to broaden the collarbones. Stay here. If your leg is straight, see if you can pull the leg closer to your head, any amount. Bring the leg back to 90 degrees and then stay. Now, both ends of your towel or your strap, you're going to hold it in your right hand. Keep the right arm straight. Now, left hand on your left thigh. Open the right leg towards the right without bending the right knee. So the right leg is straight. Left hip stays on the floor, and see if you can open the right leg out towards the right. Try not to dump all of your weight to the right side. Go slow. Peel the left outer hip into the mat as you open the right leg even more. Lengthen the right inner thigh. From the inner groin to the inner knee, you open, lengthen, hold. Good. Slowly come back to the center. Keep the leg. Now, with the right hand, switch hands. So now the left hand holds the strap. Keep the leg straight. With the right hand, hold your right outer hip like this. You want to push the right thigh forward. And then from here, we're going to open the right leg towards the left. Without bending your knee, you might not go very far for this one because it's a deep stretch in the right outer hip. Keep pushing the right thigh forward. Lengthening the right leg. Open the right leg more towards the left. Keep both legs straight and turn the left knee in. Hold here. Good. Come back to center. Bend the knee and then release. Shake both legs out. And then we switch sides. Bend the left knee. Hug the left knee into your chest first. Now for the entire pose, you want to keep the right thigh flat on the floor. So try not to let it lift or turn towards the sides. Now taking your strap, place the strap on top of your left arch. And then kick the left leg up towards the ceiling. Leg straight. Shoot the inner heels up and then push the left thigh forward. Both hands hold the strap. See if you can pull the strap closer to your head. We want to expand the space at the back of your knee. Opening the back of your legs, the posterior chain. Good. Come back to center, 90 degrees. Now both ends of the strap in your left hand. Left arm is straight. Right hand to your right thigh. Hold it firmly into the mat. Now the left leg is straight, left leg is toned. Now you open the left leg towards the left. Keeping the left leg straight, push the left thigh forward and open even more. We go slow so that you can notice the changes in the muscular actions. Roll the right outer hip down towards the floor and lengthen the left leg from the inner groin to the inner knee. So the inner thigh wants to be nice and long, lengthened. Hold here. Open even more. Good. Come back to center. Keep the leg. Now you switch hands. Right hand holds the strap. Left hand to the left inner thigh. And you want to use force to push the left thigh forward. Keeping this. Keep the right leg straight. Now you open the left leg towards the right. Keep the left leg straight and try to align the left big toe with the left hip. Left big toe in line with the left hip. So you might have to bring the toes a little bit higher. Keep the line and then bring the left toes towards the floor. Try not to collapse down. Hold here, allowing the left outer hip muscles to open. Good. Come back to the center. Bend the knee and then release. Very nice. You can shake the legs out. opening for the hips. Very good for the outer hips. Now bend your knees, hug your knees into your chest. Keep the knees hugging into your chest. Bring the arms up over your head and hook your thumbs. So same thing as just now with the stretch. You hook your thumbs, keep the fingernails on the floor, and you push the fingertips towards the back of your room. Now notice how your arm bones are really long, and you want to stretch the arms away from the shoulders, away from the shoulder blades. Now both legs up towards the ceiling, 90 degrees. Now we don't have the strap, but you want to push the thighs forward. So think of using your muscles in your legs to push the thighs forward. You tone the knees and you open the back of the knees. Now keep this. Lower the right leg 30 degrees down. 60 degrees down. Hold here, keep breathing. 2 inches above the mat. Right leg comes up and stay. Left side 30 degrees lower. 60 degrees lower, arms are long, 2 inches above the mat. Left leg comes back up, hold here. Right leg 2 inches above the mat, hold. Right leg comes up. Left leg 2 inches above the mat, hold. Left leg comes up. Okay, both legs straight. Keep the lower back glued to the mat. Right leg 2 inches above the mat, hold. Right leg up. Left leg and back up, and again right side. Good, come back up, and left side. Lower, using the core, come back up. Now we're going to go both legs at the same time. Both legs lowered 30 degrees. Keep the lower back down, arms are straight. 60 degrees lower, even more. Keep the inner knees touching. Now both legs 2 inches above the mat, hold. Both legs back up. This is even harder. Keep both legs touching. We're going to go for 3 more times. Both legs lower. 2 inches above the mat. Hold. Come back up. Last 2. Lower. Hold it here. Legs straight, legs up. 1 more time. Both legs straight. Hold here. Good. And come back up. Bend the knees. Hug the knees into your chest. Good. Can shake the legs side to side. Loosen up the lower back. And then when you're ready, slowly roll up, coming into your downward dog. So for your downward dog, you're going to have your hands shoulder width apart, your feet hip width apart, full stretch. In your downward dog, think of keeping the inner heels heavy, and you want to push the front of your thighs towards the back of your thighs. Keep the arm bones long, and think of pushing the mat with your hands. Push the mid back towards your thighs to lengthen your spine, and lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Bring the feet to the edges of your mat so feet are wide. Now walk the hands back closer to your feet. Forward fold. With your forward fold, think of doing a back bend. So you want to arch the spine. Coil the upper back as you fold forward. You can hold opposite elbows. Let the head be heavy. Bring the left hand to your right ankle. Right hand to your hip, and then using your left hand, pull your body, slide your body over the right shin. Relax the head, relax the neck, but send the body weight into your toes. Both legs straight. Come back to center, switch, right hand to left ankle. Pull the body over your left shin. Send the body weight into your toes. But think of keeping the leg actions. So the kneecaps want to pull up and you push the thighs towards the back of your room. Switch, first side again. Left hand, right ankle. Use the arm strength to slide your body over. And then switch, right hand, left ankle. Use the arm strength and then pull just a little bit. Come back to center, hold opposite elbows and let the upper body hang. Slowly rise up, back to center. Arms over your head, palms touch. And then release. Okay, you can come to the middle of your mat with the feet together. Interlace the fingers, push the palms forward. Stretch the arm bones really well. Arms are long. Now arms over your head all the way. So have the upper arm bones hugging your ears. And with the knuckles, push the index finger knuckle up towards the ceiling. Tuck the tailbone in by pushing the hips forward. Now reach up. Exhale, bend over to your right. So without bending your elbows or your knees, try to push your hips towards the left. Bring the rib cage in. Bring the right shoulder forward, but keep both arms straight. Come back to center, full stretch. Reach up and then bend to your left. Again, slide the left shoulder under as you lengthen the right side body. Upper arms hugging your ears. Push the knuckles up towards the ceiling. Keep the chin up, coming down even more. Good, come back to center and then release the arms. Hands to the floor, downward dog. Come forward, plank. Lower knees, chest and chin. So you want to arch the back really well here. Slide forward, cobra, hug the elbows in, small back bend. Tuck the toes, downward dog. Step forward in between your hands, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise up, palms touch, and release. Same thing, inhale, arms up, palms touch. Exhale, forward fold, legs straight. Inhale, halfway lift, back flat, stepping back, downward dog. Come forward, plank. You can either go knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Elbows come in, slide forward, cobra or upward dog. Tucking the toes, push back, downward dog. Step forward in between your hands, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rising up, palms touch, and release. One more here, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, stepping back, downward dog. Come forward, plank. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Slide forward, cobra. Tucking the toes, downward dog, push back. Step forward in between your hands, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rising up. And release. Okay. You can take this time for a short break if you need, or you can come to meet me in a kneeling position. So having the inner knees touching, the sit bones resting on your heels, try to bring the heels to touch. From here, interlace the fingers, push the palms forward. Arms are long, reach the arms up. Same thing as the standing side bend. Try to push the index finger knuckle up towards the ceiling. Have the upper arm bones behind your ears, and then the rib cage wants to come in. Now reach up, inhale, turn to your right. Sliding your chest over towards the right side, but keep the upper arm bones back. Release left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. Push into the floor and then turn and twist. Come back to center, interlace the fingers, other thumb on top, arms forward, arms come up. Reaching all the way up, lift and lengthen, and then turn to your left. Upper arm bones come back. Turn the chest. Twist the upper body. Now keep that. Release the right hand to your left knee. Left hand behind you. Push into the mat to lift. Exhale, turn and twist. Come back to center. Inhale, both arms. Interlace both fingertips. Reach forward. Arms come up, full stretch. Okay, in this posture, make sure the arms are really long. Think of lifting the shoulder blades up and reach the knuckles as high as you can. Have the sit bones grounding on your heels. Upper arms hug your ears, but push the knuckles up towards the ceiling. Now notice your spine. Keep the spine straight. Notice if there's an arch in your lower back. Try to bring the rib cage in. You tuck the tailbone just slightly and you hold here. Keep the arms stretching up. Keep holding. Working the shoulders, the spine, and the arms. Good. Bring the arms down and release. Shake the arms out. Next pose, your knees are going to stay touching. I'm going to face this way for you to see. So the inner knees stay touching. You separate the toes and the feet. Then from here, you're going to sit in between your heels. The most important thing for this pose is that there's contact underneath your sit bones and your inner heels touch your outer hips. If the butt is not touching the floor, take one of your bricks and you can place that underneath. So 2 points for this pose, that the butt is touching the floor and the inner heels touch the outer hips. The knees can separate, they don't have to touch. Whichever option you're taking, make sure your knees are okay. So no pain in the knees. Interlace the fingers, push the palms forward, reach up. Just like the same thing with the arms just now, try to lengthen, reach up out of your shoulders, turn to your right. Release the left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you. Lift and then turn, twisting towards the right. Think of sending the right side of your chest more towards the right. Spin the left side of your chest over to the right side of your chest. Come back to center, interlace the fingers, palms forward, and reach up. Lift and lengthen, turn to your left. Release the right hand to your left knee, left hand behind you, lift, and then twist. So using the strength with the right hand, you can push the left knee away, and this helps you even more with that twist. Spinning the right side of your chest towards the left. Good, slowly come back to center. Use the hands to slowly lift your hips up and then come into a downward dog. Slowly stretching the legs. We bring the blood flow back into your legs. Taking your time here. No need to rush. Allow the legs to fully stretch, lifting your kneecaps up. Come forward into plank. Lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Come forward, cobra or upward dog. Tucking the toes, push back downward dog. Lift the right leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Step the right foot in between your hands, back knee to the floor. Both arms come up, low lunge. Think of closing the gap between the left hamstring and your right hamstring and your right calf. So you want to sit the hips even lower. Arms come up, arm bones tall. Hands frame the front foot, stepping back, downward dog. Other side, left leg comes up, bend the knee, open the hip. Now try to point the left knee up towards the ceiling. Left toes towards the right side. Step the left foot in between your hands. Back knee to the floor, inhale, arms up. Arms are tall. Your left foot presses down and you sink your hips low and you push the hips forward. Hands frame the front foot, step back, downward dog. Right leg reaches up. Now this time the leg is straight. Bend the right knee, lift the left heel, and you send the right knee to your forehead, round the back. Use the core. Step the right foot in between your hands, coming up into a high lunge. So 90-degree bend in your front leg. Think of pushing the left thigh up and back so your kneecap is toned. Come up really high on your left heel. And then from here, spin open, warrior two. Hold your warrior two. Think of spinning the right inner knee towards the outer knee. So this motion will open up your hip. Sit lower, push the hips forward, and keep the rib cage in. Now stretch the arms away from the spine and sit lower. Stretch the right leg straight. Shift your hips forward, triangle pose. So keeping both legs straight, the right hand catches your right shin, left arm up towards the ceiling. Think of pushing the sit bones forward, the hips come forward, but you want to roll the left outer hip back. So this really helps you open up the pelvis and the hips. Left arm reaching up, stretching the arms in opposite directions. Both thighs firming in towards each other. Hold here. Keep the left arm where it is, bend the right knee. Side angle pose. The right hand will touch the floor. Left arm comes up and over your head. Now with the right elbow, push the right knee out. With the right elbow, push the right knee out. And stretch the left arm long. Come back, warrior two. Spin the arms around, stepping back, downward dog. Full stretch in your downward dog. Think of firming the shoulder blades into your upper back. Extend the spine well, arms are straight. Thighs are pushing back. Kneecaps are toned and lifting up. Left leg reaches up towards the ceiling. Leg is straight. You bend the left knee, send the left knee to your forehead, round the back hold. Step the left foot in between your hands. High lunge, we come up, both arms straight. 90-degree bend in your front leg, and keep lifting the right thigh up and push it back. Keep the left leg how it is. You spin on your right heel, warrior two. Open the arms, stretch the arms well, and roll the shoulder blades down. 90-degree bend in your front leg. For this side, you want to roll the right hip back. Right hip back, and also the left knee comes back. Rolling the left inner knee towards the outer knee. Sit down a little bit lower. Arms are straight, arms are stretching away. Triangle pose, left leg straight. Shift your hips forward towards the front. When you can't go anymore, left hand to your left shin. Right arm reaches up. And for this side, think of lifting the left side waist up. So you don't want to collapse here, you want to lift up high. Roll the right outer hip back and push the sit bones forward. And you notice that when you roll the right outer hip back, when you push the sit bones forward, the hip opening, it's quite a lot. Right fingertips reach up, stretching the arms really well. Keep the right arm where it is, bend the left knee, side angle pose. So the left hand can touch the floor or your blocks. Right arm reaches up and over your head. Think of rolling the right shoulder blade back. Right chest rolls back. Come back up, warrior two. And then spin the arms around, downward facing dog. Come forward plank. Lower chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Come forward, cobra or upward dog. Step it back, downward dog. Step forward in between your hands, forward fold. Inhale, come back up, arms touch. and then release. Okay, for your next pose, make sure you have space in front of you and towards the sides. So standing with the feet together, let's have the hands come to your hips. Now, balancing postures, we're going to place all of the weight on your right leg. Lift the left leg up into your chest. Now, focusing on the standing leg, think of pushing the right thigh back. And it's really important for the standing postures to lift the kneecap up and then push the thigh back. So your standing leg is grounded, that's the foundation. If your standing leg is still a little bit bent or wobbly, you can stay here. Otherwise, left hand, catch the left outer foot. If you need to, you can use your strap or your towel. Push the right thigh back. If this is okay, kick the right leg forward, right leg straight. Hand to big toe pose. Keep flexing the left foot. Push the left thigh down, but push the right thigh back. Now open the left leg towards the left. Roll the left hip down and lengthen the left thigh. Still standing tall on your standing leg. Focus on one point in front of you. Slowly come back to center. Bend the knee and then release. Good. Shake the leg out and then we switch sides. All the way on your left leg. Push the left thigh back and then think of lifting the left kneecap up. Left hand to your left hip. Bend the right knee. If this is okay, if this is okay for you, and you can move on. Right hand to right outer heel, right outer foot. Standing leg tall, kick the right leg forward. Lengthen the inner right leg, flex the foot, and keep the chest up so shoulder blades are visible. Collarbone is broad. Now with the standing leg strong, open the right leg towards the right. As you do that, roll the right outer hip down towards the floor and push it forward. Keep holding it here. Lengthen the right inner thigh. Kick the foot into your hand. Very good. Come back to center. Bend the knee. And then release. Okay, shake the legs out and then you can have a seat on the floor. Sit at the long edge of your mat. So facing the long edge of your mat so your feet can go wide. We're going to bring the sit bones to the outer edges of the mat. And then your heels, you're going to open the legs into a V-shaped position. The heels are going to touch the other end of the mat. So your hips at one end, heels at the other end. Make sure you flex your feet and push the thighs into the mat. First one, we're going to be folding forward. So if you need, let's use the blocks. So you're going to take one block very close to your inner thighs, the other block in front of that. Now, if your lower back is more rounded and you're hunching, I would rather you take one of the blocks and you sit on it. So when you sit on the blocks, this gives your pelvis a higher height, so your lower back can lift. The main action for this pose starts from the lower back. So we want to make sure the lower back is lifted first, and then we fold. So if you don't have that lift, use the block to help. If this is okay, flex the feet, arms come up. And then lift up out of your lower back and hinge forward. We want to rest the abdomen to the blocks. Abdomen to the blocks. Reach the fingertips forward. Abdomen touches the blocks first. Then your chest. Hold it here and keep reaching forward and reaching down. When you can't reach anymore, your fingers can catch your big toes. And you pull on your big toes, flex the feet, and then send the chest even more forward. Soften the shoulders, soften the neck, soften the head. It's okay if you can't touch. We work step by step. So the first step is to lengthen the lower back. Then you hinge forward any amount. And over time, you see that you can go just a little bit deeper. Good, slowly coming back up. Keep the legs, take the blocks out. Okay, we're going to bend, can you see? Yeah, bend the left knee, bend the right knee, and then place the sole of the right foot against your left inner thigh. Both sit bones heavy on the mat, both arms reach up, and then turn to your left. So same thing with the twist we've been doing. Twist over to your left side, sending the right side chest towards the left. Now from here, squeeze the kneecap, the left kneecap, into the mat. So the left thigh is firming down. Now hinge forward as far as you can. Right hand catches the left outer foot. So we're crossing and twisting the body. If this is too far for you, take your towel or your strap, hook that over your heel, and then you can hold here. It's the same thing. We get that same stretch. Now with whatever you're holding, pull on the left outer foot. Lift the chest first. Remember, we're listening to your body and go into as far as your body allows you today. Keep the left thigh pushing down. Begin to bend the right elbow and send the body over your left leg. Release the neck, release the shoulders, release the head. Slowly come back up. Keep the legs. Your left hand will come to your right inner thigh. So again, we're crossing the body. The left shoulder wants to roll in. So think of rolling the left shoulder in and then reach the left shoulder down towards the floor. Keep that rolling in action. Now the right arm will reach up over your head and you try to touch the left toes. You try to touch the left toes without collapsing. So we don't want to round in, we want to open up. So roll the right shoulder up and out. It's better to be up here with the open chest than to be down here collapsing and touching the foot. So what we want is to follow the integrity of the pose. Keep rolling the right shoulder back. And then you can go for depth. So see how far you can reach once you have the proper alignment. Very good. Come back to center. Right leg reaches out into that V shape. And you can shake the legs out. Same thing on the other side. Bend the left knee. Sole of the left foot to your right inner thigh. Sitting on your sit bones heavy, flex the right foot. Both arms reach up. Reach up tall, twist to your right. So same thing with the twist. We want to reach up from the lower back to lengthen, and then you turn and twist. From here, hinge forward as far as you can. Same thing with the knees. Tone the kneecaps, push the right thigh into the mat. Now hinge forward any amount. And then left hand to your right outer foot or the strap. Lift the chest to lengthen first. Both arms straight. Now you can bend the elbow and slide the body over your right leg, over your right shin. Try to reach the forehead to your toes. The first thing to touch the thigh is your abdomen. Then you can go chest to your knee, forehead to your shin. Very good. Come back to center. Right hand to left inner thigh, or left outer thigh. Left arm comes up and over your ear. Now again for this one, the right shoulder wants to roll forward. So we want this rolling forward motion so that it lengthens the right side waist. And then you can reach the left arm even more to get that side bend. We want the chest to be open, left shoulder to spin back and out. Keep the left arm straight, fingertips to your toes. Slowly come back to center. Bring both soles of your feet to touch into a butterfly shape. Again, this is up to you. So if you have a little bit of tightness in the inner groin, inner hips area, you can bring the heels just a little bit outwards so it's not too strenuous. If it's okay for you, heels closer to your hips. Pull on the ankles to lift your chest. For the first one, we're going to go straight spine. So pull on your heels to lift the spine. So lower back lifts up and then hinge from your hips. Spill the body forward. For this one, you might not go very far down. What we want is the straight spine. So try to keep that length in your lower back. Keep the spine straight, hinging forward. As long as you're feeling something in the inner groins here, stay and hold. Come back to center, keep the legs. Now this time, hollow the belly around the back. So think of pushing the belly button into your spine, chin to your chest, reach the forehead toward your toes, relaxing the shoulder blades, looking inwards. Slowly coming back up. Hands to your outer knees. Slowly pull the knees in. And then turn to face the front. Have one block nearby and you can lie flat. Release the hips. Release the arms by your side. Bend your knees, place the feet on the floor. Now have the feet hip width apart. Feet are hip width apart. Now from here, keep the knees out. So you want to roll the knees towards your little toes. Lift your hips, bridge pose. So lift your hips as high as you can. Interlace the fingers under the body. Have the wrists touching, and then you want to roll the shoulders in. Walk the shoulders in towards each other. And then using the outer edges of your hands, push that part into the mat, and that should help you lift even higher. So the wrists, the outer edges of your hands want to dig into the mat. Keep lifting the hips high. Push the knees out. Lift the sit bones up. Good, and then slowly release. Hug the knees into your chest. Cross the right ankle over the left knee, figure 4. Now the right hand will come under the gap and you interlace your fingers over the left shin. Pull the left shin in any amount. This can be a lot on the right hip, so go slow. The more you pull the left knee in, the more stretch you should feel. In this posture, also try to roll the right knee out. So when you roll the right knee out and forward, it should also give you that resistance for a deeper stretch. Release the hands, keep the shape. Slide the right knee on top of your left. So you want to stack the knees. Now from here, both hands hold opposite ankles. And then you want to pull the ankles closer to your chest, knees closer to your chest. This is also a right outer hip stretch. Good, and then release. Hug both knees into your chest, and then switching sides. Left ankle, left knee, left ankle, right knee. Figure 4. Interlace the fingers over your right shin and pull the right knee in. Left knee rolls out and forward. Now sliding, release first, sliding the left knee over the right, so you stack the knees. Hands hold opposite ankles, and you pull inwards. knees to your chest. Come back to center, release, hug both knees into your chest. And then release the feet, soles of the feet touching the floor. So almost like your bridge pose. Now taking your block is going to go underneath your hips for supported bridge pose. You can play around with the height, so you can go lowest height or middle height. I will assume that most of you can go for the middle height unless you have a lower back issue or lower back pain. If you do have lower back considerations, try the lowest height and then see how you go. But otherwise, lift the hips. Rest the long edge of the block on your sacrum bone. So that's the bone in between the lower back and the sit bones. So make sure you can balance and it's not hurting the low back or you're not sliding off. So make sure you can stay flat. Should be the flat bone. From here you can have the legs straight. So we straighten the legs, flex the feet. So try to dig the heels into the mat. And when you dig the heels into the mat, it gives you stability, the foundation for your hips to open. The feet can fall apart. The arms can come over your head. Hold opposite elbows. And then tuck the chin into your chest. If it feels good, you can close your eyes or soften your gaze. Slowly bend the knees. Lift the hips slightly till you can lift the block out. Slide the block towards the sides and stretch the legs straight for your Shavasana. Let the heels fall open and let the arms rest by your side. Closing your eyes or lowering your gaze, allow the whole body to relax.